Hi, all you real food mums and dads and aunts and uncles and grandparents out there. I'm Terry Herning, co-founder of Real Food Mum, and I wanted to pop in and do a little update. I know it's been a while since I've done a Facebook Live. Summer is sadly coming to an end. We are sending kids back to school. I'm going to be really directing people back to our blog. I have a blog on what we do for school lunches, how to stay as close to real food as possible now that the school year is starting back up and getting back into the routine of packing lunches again, which can be, a real challenge, especially if you are taking this time to transition. If you spent the summer, I don't know if you did Julie Matthews' great program and got yourself moved into a real food diet and switched your kiddos over and now are looking at what can you do during the school year to make your lives easier. But we have a lot of tips. I wanted to share a few things that Real Food Mum has been up to lately. We've been extremely busy, not only with our clients, but doing a lot of content creation. We are launching the Holistic Alchemy Retreat, and I am so excited about this transformational weekend that's going to be here in our own backyard of Flagstaff, Arizona. It's going to be the second weekend of October. And I'm going to have more information on it within the next week. So stay tuned for that. Save the date. It's that second weekend of October. I just filmed a summit interview for Autism Hope Alliance, and that is, I've been on their summit a couple of times, and I always love getting to talk to Kristen Selby Gonzalez, who is the president of that organization, and we talk a lot about detoxification in the autism community, and also we are churning out content. I'm going to be doing a Facebook Live tomorrow. So today is Wednesday, and it's been that kind of a week, August 7th. So tomorrow, August 8th, I'm going to be doing a Facebook Live at noon Pacific in the Ion Cleanse by AMD for ASD group. There's an event. I'm going to see if I can share that in one of the comments of this Facebook Live. I would love for you to join me. It's going to cover the topic of mold and mycotoxins and what are some common exposure symptoms. How might you be exposed to mold and mycotoxins, how to reduce your exposure, how to support your body in detoxification. So it's going to be a good one. And I'm also going to be doing a Facebook Live on a regular basis for New Beginnings Nutritionals. And those who know my background, I am definitely fully rooted in the autism recovery community. And when I was a new autism mom learning about supplements, that was when I first started working for New Beginnings Nutritionals. And many of you know, just because of the launch of Real Food Mum, I've had to take a step back in terms of doing a lot of conferences for them, but I still do contribute to their newsletter and have a big role in their social media platform and sharing the research and things like that. So I am going to be doing a Facebook Live for New Beginnings that is all about attention, focus, and self-regulation. As we get ready to send our kiddos back to school, it's really important to support their brain and give them the best opportunity to get in there in this learning environment and do what they need to do. And with a supported body and brain, they can do it that much more effectively. So stay tuned for that. We will be sharing all of these Facebook Lives, hopefully onto our pages as well. Always check our YouTube channel for new content that we're putting out. And I want to share something that happened to me recently. And, when I started this journey and even way prior to my, further education, I was a huge artificial sweetener consumer. I was a Sweet and Low person, and then when Splenda was introduced, believe it or not, I know this is probably shocking to a lot of you, but I sold Tupperware when my son was just born, and now I'm like the anti-plastics person, but that's the irony of this journey and learning more, right? And they actually did a partnership with Splenda. And so this had to have been in 2003, and I jumped right on board, and I was a big fan of Splenda. So when we talk about these trade names, then we have to talk about the corresponding chemical that's involved. So Splenda is the chemical sucralose. So when you see that, you can kind of compare those two. And you know, these artificial sweeteners can wreak a lot of havoc on our microbiome. Sucralose in particular has also been linked to irritable bowel syndrome, and they can wreak havoc neurologically. Some people who are very sensitive can get triggered with migraines. You can have vertigo, dizziness, irritability, confusion. And I'm going to share my own story. I have been doing my own tweaking of my nutrient program, and really been following my macros. And as a result, I'm really boosting up, certain categories of proteins, fats, and carbs, and really watching that. And it's interesting being in this realm and hearing people talk about, if you are cutting your calories, what can you do, and advocating the heavy use of these artificial sweeteners. And of course, I don't buy into that philosophy. That's just not me. I want nothing to do with artificial sweeteners. And so there were a couple of protein powders that were highly recommended. And I was, in typical back to school mom mode last week, and I was racing with my kids through Sam's Club. And those of you who have seen some of our lives or our blogs know I'm a huge, bargain shopper. Wherever I can find good quality, organic, non-GMO products, and I can save money, I'm going to do that. And believe it or not, some of these big box stores can give you that opportunity. So I have my little list of what I get at each store, and I had the kids with me, and so I wasn't able to peruse and read labels like I do normally. And so I didn't get the protein powder, but then the next time my husband went to Sam's Club, I asked him to get the protein powder. Well, he's thinking, well, surely she's vetted this, she's read the ingredients, she knows it's good, and so he got me the protein powder. So I had been using this for the last 3 days. Monday and Tuesday, so today's Wednesday, Monday and Tuesday, my emotions were like this. And I'm usually very even keeled. Many of you know that I launched a program called Beauty Begins in Your Blender, and it was really based on naturally supporting hormones through food and some select supplementation and homeopathy. And it was out of my own hormonal challenges, and I've never been one that has been very volatile or moody or have a lot of irritability. That's just not me, and my moods also don't tend to fluctuate a lot. So Monday and Tuesday, I was an absolute mess, and I was honestly thinking my hormones are out of whack. I've got to figure out what's going on, get things straightened. I was short with my children. I was short with my husband. Like the whole house, I think even the animals were picking up that something was out of whack with me. And I was making my last meal of the day and happened to have the bag of protein powder turned around. So I got a glimpse of the ingredient list, and sure enough, there was sucralose. And it became crystal clear I was having a negative reaction to sucralose. So, certainly I'm sure my microbiome took a hit from this chemical. My neurotransmitters took a huge hit from this chemical. Luckily, it didn't spark any migraines or things like that. But this is my reminder to myself and to everybody. Always check the labels, always read those ingredients, NutraSweet, Splenda, what are some of the other ones? Gosh, I'm blanking. You know, aspartame, saccharin, all of those chemicals that, you know, mimic sugar or give us the taste of sugar. And I'm going to be honest with you, I love sweet things. I love, love, love sweet things. So my go-tos are, my first go-to is stevia. That's my favorite. You can actually grow stevia in your garden. You can harvest the leaves. You can dry them. That is not happening in my household recently, but if you choose to do that, you can do that. I love monk fruit. You know, honey, if you can do that or can tolerate that. Coconut sugar, you know, coconut sugar and honey are going to have some glycemic impact. If you're talking about wanting to have it, you know, just straight, no, you know, glycemic impact, I really love stevia. There are even chocolates that are stevia sweetened. My favorite brand is a brand called Lily's, and they have started making dark chocolate covered almonds, dark chocolate peanut butter cups, and these are stevia sweetened. So, you know, really great options even for our kiddos. If you are fighting, you know, candida issue, or you just want to limit sugars in your diet or your children's diet, I highly recommend you look into some of these products. They have chocolate chips that are stevia sweetened. So there are lots of options that are out there. I actually just created a really cool faux ice cream recipe this summer that my kids are absolutely dying over. So I'm going to share that recipe. Actually, I might do a live and show you how easy it is and how I make it. But before I start, you know, pumping out all this content, I want to ask our community, our Real Food Mom community, what do you want to see? You know, we share recipes as often as we can in our newsletter. I would encourage you to get our newsletter. We are working on content on supplements for attention, focus, self-regulation, but also what do you want to see? Do you want to see more of this research on nutrition, what some of these chemicals are in our food supply, how it can impact our kids, especially with their growing brains? Do you want to hear more about anxiety or OCD behavior? School, the start of a new school year can really ratchet up the nervousness, the anxiety, and some of those reactions in our children. Certainly for my son, who is more neurologically sensitive, you know, I have opposite ends of the spectrum. My daughter was chomping at the bit to return on Tuesday, so I guess that was yesterday. My son is like, you know, we're pulling him into his new school year, which starts tomorrow. But I think no matter where our kids are, and no matter what, you know, challenges, no challenges, wanting to get them set for a productive, successful school year is important to all of us. And food is by far one of the biggest things that you can do there. There are absolutely some targeted supplements. You know, so tell me what you want to see. What is your big thing that you've got going on? Maybe it's for you. Maybe school getting in session is time for moms and dads to really tune into your own bodies, get back into a workout routine. You know, it's this transition time. I'm feeling it too. I was feeling it more yesterday and the day before, thanks to the sucralose in my diet. But even just transitioning from summertime into getting back up, and maybe that's getting up earlier than you have been all summer, getting the kids packed and ready for school. It's a whole shift in our routine, and that takes time for adjustments, not only for our kids, but for us as well. And that's really where we shine, because we have a lot of supports, not only for the physical, but for your mindset and your emotions. So comment below on some ideas now that school is getting back into session. What do you want to see? What's important to you and your family, and what can Real Food Mom do to support you? So for everyone out there sending kiddos back to school this week, I'm wishing you all a great week. I'm wishing all of your kids happy and excited start back and a really successful new year. And so if we can support you in any way, just let us know, and I'll be back with some more content soon. Thanks, everyone.